Hello everyone, a new episode of Daredevil Born Again has arrived. Again, this overview will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen the episode, go and watch it. So we have episode 4 of Daredevil Born Again, and this starts... Hector Ayala was killed. The White Tiger was assassinated, and it was made to look like the Punisher. People who've read the comics know Frank Castle, know he wouldn't do that, and know that it's the police, the corrupt police, that are posing as the Punisher. They're fanboys of him, so to speak. So we get to see Matt Murdock visit the morgue. We get to see Hector's niece, who is the White Tiger in the comics now, so that's a nice origin. Who knows what the future will bring with Young Avengers or stuff after this. Basically what happens is that they don't find a shell casing at all, so it's a little suspicious, and Matt's upset. This is where things are starting to kind of weigh him down. He said that he moved on away from Daredevil. He's Matt Murdock, he's the lawyer, he made a difference as Matt, but deep down, there's certain injustices. He is itching to become Daredevil again. You could tell that, the way he's holding the broken horn piece from his mask with that fight on the rooftop with Bullseye. I love seeing the stuff explored here in this episode. This episode is much more of a slow burn than even last week, but it's heading towards an action-packed two-parter next week. We're going to have episodes 5 and 6 back-to-back, and I can't wait to see what happens. We do get Jon Bernthal returning as Frank Castle. Matt ends up finding the bullet casing, and it has a Punisher logo etched on it. So he's asking him about certain fanboys and stuff, and Punisher's kind of been in hiding, He's tormented as a character. He's very different from the last time we saw him in Punisher Season 2. But I like Frank talking to Matt Murdock, and he's telling him, I have seen that look. That's the look I have. Seeing my son over and over. You still think about your friend Foggy. And he gets him to kind of break in a way and admit something that he doesn't really want to admit. And I love this scene between them two. We saw it briefly in the trailer, but the full scene is so good. And the acting between Charlie Cox and Jon Bernthal is just fantastic. And it takes me back to Season 2 of Daredevil, when Daredevil had Frank captured, and he's just you're just one bad day away from being me. And we get to see that, with Foggy's death. Meanwhile, we get Michael Gandolfini. He is partying, talking to his journalist friend, and he says a bunch of stuff about the Green Energy Project and stuff with Fisk, and it gets leaked out. He wasn't supposed to let it out, and it does. And Kingpin is actually upset here, but we get to see Kingpin deal with everyday mayoral activities, and you can tell it's even getting to him. And what I love about this episode is it shows you the true nature of both Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock. How they're trying to be better, trying to rise above everything, but deep down, they're still who they are, And that's one cool thing. I like that little arc and the loyalty that Michael Gandolfini's character conveys to Wilson Fisk. Also, with a therapy session, we find out Vanessa had an affair, and there's this whole forgiveness thing. Wilson Fisk left and she found someone, and that's where a lot of the rift is, despite him changing their kind of business. There's a wonderful scene where he has her lover captured. He's enjoying this meal, and it's next to the painting that still has the blood mark from Daredevil 3. I love that scene. It shows you how evil Kingpin is at this moment. We also get more with Matt and his girlfriend. Yeah, my boy Matt here gets some action tonight. I love it. Outside of that, there is this guy who stole some stuff from a convenience store, and he was just kind of a jerk to Matt Murdock, He's one of those people where it's just yeah, you committed all these crimes and you feel like the world's against you, even though it's your own actions doing this. And Matt just had to deal with that BS, but we got to see more of his charming side and more of his activities as a lawyer. We get to see that corrupt cop from earlier in the subway platform that who's talking to Matt in the bathroom in episode 3, and he's basically said everybody in my family wears this badge, okay, you better watch it. And Matt Murdock said you can bring more men, okay, to make it a fair fight. So that was interesting, seeing Matt's everyday activities. But what I loved the most was him going into this area on the rooftop, and we get to see all these Daredevil cows. They pay homage to his yellow suit from the comics, the gray and red, and then the red, and all these different costumes. And you get to see the fighting sticks, the Screamer sticks, and the grapple. And oh my god, it was such a crazy sequence. In addition to all that, we get small teases of the villain Muse, who we've seen some of the paintings on the walls here and there. I can't wait to see what happens next week, and if Punisher and Daredevil team up against Muse, I don't know what's going to happen, but overall, this was a nice slow burn. The only negative about this show I have to say so far, I wish it was all at once like Netflix. I binge watched the previous 3 seasons and The Defenders. I wanted to binge watch this, but I can't wait for the 2-parter next week. And overall, it's still an A show. I like it. A bit of a slow burn, but I feel like it's going to be worth it, and we're going to finally see the devil get more of his due. So, let me know your thoughts on this week's episode. Are you excited for the 2-part episode next week? Let me know in the comments below. I know episodes 5 and 6 will be next week. Let me know if you're excited for those episodes. What's your favorite moment so far? Let me know what you think about Daredevil Born Again. In the meantime, you can check out these other Daredevil-related videos for more content. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Till next time.